Hi guys, it's me again, Alex Cooper, back for another movie review. This time it's Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare. Basically, it's not all that much to it. There's not. I don't really want to get into a lot of detail with this one. Make this one really short. Also, like I did the previous one. Basically, it starts out with this guy that's dreaming in this old house, and turns out that his name is John Doe or something like that, and he says this really funny part. He's inside the house, and he looks outside, and the house gets pulled up in the air, and Freddy is just dressed like a wicked witch, and he's running on a broomstick, and he goes, "I'll get you, my little pretty, and your little soul too! Ha 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 ha!" That's good stuff. I don't know. That's kind of a homage to Wizard of Oz there. That's pretty funny. But anyway, he says, "I hate this house," and he goes outside, and he rolls several times into the street, and he gets hit basically, and he says, "Now be a good little doggy and play fetch." Freddy. That's what he said, and so basically he wakes up in this little place, and this lady named Maggie, talks to him, and he asks her if she has any campaign pills or some coke, and so basically they go. They go ahead and John Doe basically wants to escape, and he's in this van with and it turns out that a bunch of the kids escape with him. Carlos, Spencer, and that blonde girl. They drive around for a while. And it turns out that they're driving in a circle. And there's a really funny scene where the guy says it takes a lot of talent to drive in a complete circle. So that's pretty funny there. Later on, we run to this carnival that they're going to, and it turns out that Roseanne Barr and Tom Arnold were there, and she goes, "I want my children back," and Tom Arnold goes, "They bring him." And much later on, we go to this part where they're at this school, and the professor goes, "Welcome to Freddy 101." And and then he goes, "Well, this is today's lesson," and he pulls this map down, and it says 3, 4. You better lock your door or something like that. And throughout the movie, there's these little parts where it gets spread out through different scenes where if 1, 2, Freddy is coming for you, and it gets spread out through different scenes, and basically Spencer is wasted on this inside this old house. He's laying on the couch, and it comes to this part where we see he's watching his TV, and Johnny Depp is there, and the guy from the first movie. He's okay. He says, "One last time, this is drugs," and he's got a frying pan and an egg, and he goes, "This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?" And Freddy goes, and he hits him with the frying pan, and and he goes, "Yeah, what are you on? Looks like some frying pan and some eggs to me." And he goes, "Spencer, let's trip out." and and Spencer is intrigued by this, and the music Inagata Vita comes up, and he gets sucked into the TV, and there's this video game that pops up where he gets to basically fight his dad, and his dad is his electronic video game character, and he says, "Be like me," and he goes, "Dad, be like me." And then he hits him with his tennis racket, and he falls into a tree, and he grabs the apple and eats it, and he goes, "All right, Super Spencer," and he shoots him with his finger, and Freddy is sitting there in his chair with his game controller, and he says, "Ooh, great graphics," and then. Basically, he has fun with Spencer inside the video game, and it's sort of like Mario, you might say. Mario Brothers is a really sick version of Mario Brothers, and he bounces around, and Spencer, dies because after this part where the people go into his dream. And they disconnect the game controller, and Freddy goes, "Hey, you forgot the power glove!" And Freddy's got this glove that's a freaking power glove, Nintendo game power glove, which is pretty cool, I guess. And he bounces around a little bit, and Freddy goes boing, 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 and he says, "Jump, boy!" And then all the little fathers, there's like 15 of them, standing around saying, "Be like me, be like me, be like me, be like me, be like me," and the dude hits him with a towel, and he falls into the dads, and blood goes on the screen, and this huge high score shows up for Freddy Krueger, and he goes, "Well, what do you know? I beat my high score." Ha 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 ha. Then much later on, we find out that they have this little flashback where Freddy's is Maggie decides to go ahead and put on these 3D glasses and go into Freddy's head, into his memories. And we get to see Freddy Krueger as a boy, and then later on, of course, we get to see his stepfather that adopts him, and he hits him a little bit, and he says, "Oh, you want to know the secret of pain?" And he says, "If you just stop feeling it, you can start using it." And turns out that. We get to see a few scenes, where Freddy is actually, his normal self, and he kills his wife, which is Maggie's. Turns out that it's actually Maggie's mother, and that's actually her name is not Maggie. It's Catherine Krueger. She's Freddy Krueger's kid. All this time, we thought it was John, but it's actually not a boy. Later on, earlier he said that it's not a boy, and turns out it's actually Catherine. Maggie, who's her name's actually Catherine, and then she attacks Freddy and grabs the glove and basically shoves it into his chest, and then the people her friends hand her this dynamite, and she thrusts it into his chest, and she kisses him, and he says, "Happy Father's Day." And Freddy says, "Kids," and he explodes, and the dream people that gave him his job pop out of him, and they laugh and they float away. But basically, I wanted to go ahead and mention earlier that we find out that it was the dream people that gave him this job. and we actually get to see him in his normal self, and he gets burned up inside the house. And so basically, Freddy dies, and the Catherine says Freddy's dead. And then, of course, we cut to this kind of an homage to Freddy at the end, where they have this musical number with "Why Am I Born," and it ends with Freddy R.I.P. And that's pretty much the end of it. And of course, we go to the credits. That's pretty much it. So basically, Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare is a good time. No alcohol required. So anyway, go ahead and hit subscribe. Go ahead and hit thumbs up to support the channel. Share and like, of course. And I'll see you for my next movie review. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.